Here's something you don't hear together in the same sentence often. Baseball and the American Civil War. Baseball didn't become America's game after the war. It became America's game because of the war. Before 1861, baseball was mostly a northern pastime, a New York, New Jersey, New England thing. It's a city game. But when the war began, every regiment from the Northeast brought the game with them. Pretty soon, baseball was popping up everywhere that the Northern Army marched. Private George Putnam of the 4th Wisconsin said the game was played almost daily at Fort Monroe in 1862. Soldiers played between drills, they played before dinner, they even played while waiting for marching orders. A man might not know if he would survive the next battle, but he sure knew that he always had the next at-bat. Union camps were filled with these scenes. Soldiers using wagon tongues as baselines, hats for bases, fence posts for foul lines. And if an officer tried to shut it down on Sundays because it was a Sabbath, the men ignored him and the moment he walked away. One colonel gave up completely. He said trying to stop baseball in camp was like trying to stop the tide. Confederates, they played it too. Not as often because the game hadn't spread through the South yet, but the war changed that. One of the most remarkable pieces of Civil War art comes from the Salisbury prison in North Carolina. In 1862, Confederate officer Otto Bedecker, he sketched Union prisoners playing a full baseball game inside the stockade. You can see fielders, runners, even an umpire. It's the earliest known illustration of baseball anywhere in America. Another example comes from Texas. At Camp Ford, Union prisoners played so often that Confederate guards started playing as well. A few Southern boys admitted the Union prisoners were even annoyingly good at it, and the bigger the Union Army got, the more the game spread. At Hilton Head in late 1862, a massive match drew so many soldiers that newspapers around there joked it had a larger crowd than some battles. It was probably an exaggeration, obviously, but it shows how far baseball had come in only 1 year. By the time the war ended, the transformation was already complete. Tens of thousands of men who had never even heard of baseball now knew the rules, the positions, the rhythm, and the feel of the game. And when they got home, they took it with them. From Vermont farm towns to the plains of Kansas, from small Mississippi communities to growing Midwestern cities, everywhere the soldiers returned, they brought baseball with them. Only a handful of clubs existed before the war. Within 2 years after it, the number exploded into the hundreds. The Civil War didn't just spread baseball, it nationalized it. In a war filled with division, destruction, and heartbreak, baseball stayed simple. It's a way to pass the time, a way to feel human, a game both sides understood. And when the guns finally fell silent, baseball was already waiting to take its place as the American pastime.